وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم من كان يريد العزة فلله العزة جميعا إليه يصعد الكلم الطيب والعمل الصالح يرفعه والذين يمكرون السيئات لهم عذاب شديد ومكر أولئك هو يبور والله خلقكم من تراب ثم من نطفة ثم جعلكم أزواجا وما تحمل من أنثى ولا تضع إلا بعلمه وما يعمر من معمر ولا ينقص من عمره إلا في كتاب إن ذلك على الله يسير وما يستوي البحران هذا عذب فرات سائغ شرابه وهذا ملح أجاج ومن كل تأكلون لحما طريا وتستخرجون حلية تلبسونها وترى الفلك فيه مواخر لتبتغوا من فضله ولعلكم تشكرون يولج الليل في النهار ويولج النهار في الليل وسخر الشمس والقمر كل يجري لأجل مسمى ذلكم الله ربكم له الملك والذين تدعون من دونه ما يملكون من قطمير صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين من كان يريد العزة فلله العزة جميعا. We read this ayah last time. Basically Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that whoever is seeking respect, then Allah has the whole respect. Under this ayah, Hakimul Ummat Mu'ashir Thani Rahmatullahi alayhi has written that some kinds of respect we should seek. Allah is encouraging us to seek some kind of respect, some certain kind of respect, and that is the respect of the hereafter, that we should seek. The respect of this dunya is not the central goal. The respect of the hereafter is what we should run after, and that lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, the respect of this world also lies with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, as we covered last time, that إِلَيْهِ يَصْعَدُ الْكَلِمُ الطَّيِّبُ وَالْعَمَلُ الصَّالِحُ يَرْفَعُهُ. Good word, the best of them, the chanting of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, the declaration of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, and with the goodness, the good deed of the heart, which is belief in it, and all the good deeds of the body, that is where Allah has put respect. And if somebody is seeking respect, then this is what they should do. وَاللَّهُ خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ مِّن نُطْفَةٍ ثُمَّ جَعَلَكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, now the return is towards the authority, the knowledge and the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over humankind. وَاللَّهُ خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ. Allah is so powerful, so has such authority that He created you from dust. So Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wasalam, our great grandfather, he was created from dust. The hadith of the Prophet ﷺ tells us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel alayhi salam, and he collected earth, and this was used to make the structure or the caricature of Sayyidina Adam alayhi salatu wasalam. ثُمَّ مِن نُطْفَةٍ. Then under him, subsequently, all human beings, they are brought forth from a drop of semen. ثُمَّ جَعَلَكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made you couples. وَمَا تَحْمِلُ مِنْ أُنْثَى وَلَا تَضَعُ إِلَّا بِعِلْمِهِ. No female conceives a baby nor gives birth to it without the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا يُعَمَّرُ مِن مُعَمَّرٍ وَلَا يُنْقَصُ مِنْ عُمُرِهِ إِلَّا فِي كِتَابٍ. And no aged person is made to advance in age, nor is a part curtailed from his age, but all this is recorded in a book. So an old person does not become old, or a person's life does not become short, except that it has already been pre-decided by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and written in the book. Allah has such authority and such power. Where there are hadiths where they tell us that the Prophet ﷺ has said, for example, whoever wishes that their life is prolonged, then they should connect the ties of kinship and fulfill the rights of relationships. The Prophet ﷺ has himself explained it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not that the appointed time of death is delayed, but it is that their life is given barakah, is blessing. It becomes much more productive, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives them children that keep on making dua for them and keep on doing good deeds and sending the reward. So as if their life is prolonged, their earning and their reaping the reward is prolonged. Inna dhalika ala Allahi yasir, and do not think that this is difficult for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of this is very easy for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وما يستوي البحران هذا عذب فرات سائغ شرابه وهذا ملح أجاج. Although water in nature it is the same, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has such perfect authority that He has made in that water different kinds of water, that by nature it is the same, but one of those is sour, salty and bitter, and the other, the first one that is mentioned, and the two seas are not alike. هذا عذب فرات سائغ شرابه. One is sweet, saturating and pleasant to drink. وهذا ملح أجاج, and the other one, that one is salty and bitter. ومن كل, and from either of those, from both of those, تأكلون لحما طريا, you get fresh meat. So herein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling fish the fresh meat, and the hint towards that is that meat itself, the fish itself is meat. Without any slaughter it can be consumed. وَتَسْتَخْرِجُونَ حِلْيَةً تَلْبَسُونَهَا, and from each of these you derive ornaments that you wear. So this refers to pearls. The pearls coming out from salty sea water is well known, but the ulama have written that there is pearls that are produced in fresh water as well, although very rare. وَتَرَى الْفُلْكَ فِيهِ مَوَاخِرَ لِتَبْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ, and that water which is so forceful and so strong, still Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you such that you make boats, and you see those boats therein cleaving through water. وَتَرَى الْفُلْكَ فِيهِ مَوَاخِرَ لِتَبْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ, so that you may search for the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Herein the meaning is that generally boating and sea travel is used for, and even today it is the most relied upon in terms of economics and commerce. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Allah has done it for you so that you can seek from the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what Allah has destined for you. You seek it, whatever worldly possessions, whatever worldly wealth also that you can get, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it such. If it were not that, then our commerce and economics would have been, shipments and deliveries would have been so hard. All of these are the knowledge and the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala transforming into His blessings towards you. لِتَبْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِهِ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. It is also that you may seek from the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. يُولِجُ اللَّيْلَ فِي النَّهَارِ وَيُولِجُ النَّهَارَ فِي اللَّيْلِ وَسَخَّرَ الشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who makes the night enter into the day and makes the day enter into the night, and He has subjugated totally under His control are the Shams and the Qamar, the sun and the moon. كُلٌّ يَجْرِي لِأَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى, each one of them is running towards an appointed time. So the meaning might be that in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, each of these, the sun and the moon, they have their own appointed time. And the other meaning might be that they are all running towards this coming up of the sun, going down of the sun, coming up of the moon, appearance and disappearance of the moon. All of this is taking you in one appointed direction, one appointed time, which is the finishing of the world. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهُ رَبُّكُمْ, this is your Lord, Allah your Lord. لَهُ الْمُلْكُ, to Him belongs the kingdom. وَالَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِهِ, and those that they invoke, that you invoke apart from Allah, aside from Allah, مَا يَمْلِكُونَ مِن قِطْمِيرٍ, they do not even own the little very thin valueless membrane that covers the date palm, the date seed. Such a valueless thing that we do not even pay attention to it. In the date, there are uses, although generally in our setup we just throw those away, but there is uses for that date seed and the flesh we eat, which is of benefit right away. But that part which has no benefit, that little tiny clear covering that covers the date seed, these that you invoke, they do not own even something like that, to the extent of that membrane. إِن تَدْعُوهُمْ لَا يَسْمَعُوا دُعَاءَكُمْ What kind of gods are these that you call them and they are not going to listen to you? If you are in some certain calamity, you are in a situation, you call after them, they are not going to listen to you. وَلَوْ سَمِعُوا مَسْتَجَابُوا لَكُمْ. And even if they hear, so if these are human beings or angels, number one, angels are not everywhere, human beings are not everywhere, idols are definitely not everywhere, they are not even mobile. So they are not going to listen to you. Even if they listen to you, مَسْتَجَابُوا لَكُمْ. They will not be able to respond to you. They will not respond to you here means that they will not be able to help you. They will not be able to take you out of that situation. وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكْفُرُونَ بِشِرْكِكُمْ. And on the day of judgment you will see that they will deny your shirk, that you associated them as partners of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They themselves will deny and they will say that we have no part in this. وَلَا يُنَبِّئُكَ مِثْلُ خَبِيرٍ. Allah is saying that none can inform you, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, more than or like the one who is khabir, the one who is aware. So the happenings, the realities of the world, the realities of the hereafter, what is truly going to happen, nobody can tell you like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He, who's one of the names of attribute are Khabir. He's all knowing. He is telling you that this is going to happen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from all sorts of misguidance. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among the people of Quran who are very special and dear to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.